Hi guys, and welcome to the new and improved Zondao channel, where we give you the latest football rebuilding content. Make sure to like and subscribe. So today I'll be rebuilding a team who recently lost 2-1 and who have in some bad form recently, and that team is Manchester United. Yes, I'm talking about the team that showed a number of weaknesses in their team, including positions like centre backs, Johnny Evans and Rafael Varane, CDM, Eriksen, right wing, Anthony, and even striker. Even though Rashford is scored in that game, they don't have a consistent striker, and even their main striker Højlund has only scored 1 goal in 15 matches, which shows that he's not mature enough for the Prem. So today I'm going to be giving players who I think will make a difference. So first of all, Johnny Evans isn't good enough as he's only 35, and the player that I have chosen to replace him is a £15 million player from Benfica who's 20 years old, and that player is Morato. He's a better tackler than Johnny Evans. He's also better winning the ball in the penalty box. Plus, he's also better at being press resistant. Next, I want them to sign a player from Monaco who's 20 years old and is worth £10 million to replace the aging Rafael Varane, and that player is Magasa. He's better at being press resistant than Varane. Plus, currently, he's more successful in his tackles. Finally, he's much better at long passes than Varane, which Man United need to play Ten Hag ball. Next, I want us to sign a player to replace Eriksen, who's too old now to last in the Prem, and that player is a 19-year-old, £40 million CDM from Benfica, and that player is João Neves. He's a better dribbler than Eriksen, plus he's much better at accurate passes. Currently, he's also better at long passes and also better at tackling. Next, I want them to replace Anthony, because he's got 0 goals and 0 assists in the Prem, which isn't what a Premier League winger is all about. And I want them to replace him with a £40 million right winger from PSV who's 20 years old, and that player is Johan Bakayoko. He has much better vision than Anthony, while also being better at dribbling, plus also having better finishing than him. Finally, I want to sign a rotational player for Manchester United who I believe would help them in the future, well, at least the current future, and is only 30 years old and goes for £20 million, and I meant £15 million, and that player is Icardi. He has a better weak foot than Højlund, and he is a much better finisher than him. Plus, he's much more of a threat with headers. Finally, onto the section where we sell people. First of all, I'm thinking that they sell a centre back who is 30 years old and is going for £25 million, and that player is Rafael Varane, because he's too injury prone, which isn't good for Manchester United. And to play Ten Hag ball, you have to be a ball playing centre back, and the player I've chosen is much better at that, and is also better at tackling. Even though Varane is better at clearing in the air and also better interceptions, it doesn't really matter. The next player I've chosen to sell is a player that him and Ten Hag relationship has already ended, and that player is Sancho. Sancho is going for £20 million, and even though I wouldn't personally have wanted to sell him, but because the relationship between him and the manager is already so bad, there's no way that they can mend it, so he has to be gone. Next, I'm talking about a striker who costed Manchester United in the range of £60 million, but will only be going for £25 million, and that player is Martial. I know people may say that Martial may be a good striker, but then to only have like 10 Premier League goals in the last 3 years isn't really that good, and so they need a more experienced striker and also a more young striker to be able to hold down that line. So I believe that they should sell him. Next, I want them to sell Casemiro, because he's 30 years old and is injury prone, and then it's time to move on and get him more mature young players who, like João Neves, who will be able to nail down that spot and move United forward. Next, I'm going to say that they should sell Anthony, who's 35 million pounds, because let's be honest, he was worth 85 million pounds and hasn't even done anything this season, just been a fidget spinner. All he's done this whole season is to waste his time and try and be dribbling or going around doing random skill moves when he should be there being productive, which has led to 0 goals and 0 assists. So they need a more consistent, more attacking minded right winger.
Remember that if you're as big as a football fan as my brother or just want to be helpful, remember to hit that subscribe button and like.